So in this video, I'm going to be talking about staying in shape while you are on vacation, while you're on holiday, while you're away from the gym, essentially. I'm going to give you some tips on how you can do this, and I'm going to discuss whether this is easy or hard to do, or whether you should do this in the first place. Let's tackle this question first. Should you really look after yourself? Should you really try and stay in shape and go to the gym every day while you are on holiday? There are many different scenarios. Everybody's different. Some people love going to the gym. Some people are obsessed with it. I feel like there's a good and a bad obsession. I mean, the obsession is good in the sense that you go to the gym and you stay in shape. However, if you're one of those people that as soon as you land at a different country when you go on holiday, the first question that comes to your mind is, where's the nearest gym? I have to find the nearest gym, which I have to go to every day. And if I can't find that gym, I'm not going to be happy. Don't think that's a healthy way of looking at it. You have to make sure you enjoy yourself while you're on holiday, because you are there to make memories, there to create stories, and just to enjoy yourself at the end of the day, right? So we have to make sure this is the case. However, if you're one of those people that is obsessed with the gym, but in a way where if you can't find one around you, then you are going to be fine with it and you don't really care. And it doesn't really affect the way you feel on this holiday. You are able to go by your day and explore and create memories without really thinking about the gym during the day, without thinking about the fact that you haven't been as much as perhaps you normally would when you're back home. This is a healthy way of looking at it. I mean, I'm one of those people. I personally, if there's a gym at the hotel, sometimes I'll go and do a little training session here and there. But if I don't have the time and I'm exploring during the day with friends or doing something on the holiday, then I'm not really bothered whether I have gone or not, which I think is a healthy way of looking at it. If you're one of those people that can't really live without the gym in the sense that you need to find one around you no matter where you are, then maybe this is the mentality that you have to adapt, especially because losing muscle is actually not as fast as you would think. And maintaining it is more easier than you think as well. Losing muscle, I mean, when you go on holiday, I mean, losing muscle depends on a lot of different things, right? I mean, for that you don't train, of course, eventually you lose muscle, but it also depends on things like how much you're eating, whether you're eating enough protein, how much rest you're getting, little details like that. I mean, generally speaking, if you don't really train for 2 weeks or so, then you're going to start to slowly lose muscle. But as I was saying, it all really depends on many different things, just like nutrition or what you do during the day and things like that. What I really mean by this is 2 weeks is a very long time, and most vacations out there don't actually last 2 weeks. So for a lot of people out there, you need to really just let go of the gym, let go of working out, and just enjoy yourself while you are on this holiday. This is a very healthy thing for many people out there. If you really enjoy the gym, like myself, as I was saying, then and you see a gym around you, maybe there's one at your hotel, then you can do a little training session here and there. But you do have to have a balance where you enjoy yourself still on the holiday, you still go out there and create memories, because this is what you are there to do. And I guess have a little bit of a rest and have a good time there as well. So you have to make sure that you do this. It's very important to get that balance. But now that we have discussed this, let me actually give you some tips on how you can actually stay in shape while you're on holiday. As I was saying, it takes about 2 weeks to lose muscle. So it might not even be that necessary, but you can do many things to make sure that you maintain muscle without really putting in much effort. So in terms of training, to maintain your muscles, you only have to do 1/3 of what you normally do to try and gain muscle. Which what that really means is, let's say you're back at home in the gym, you train hard and you try and gain muscle. When you're on holiday, you only have to do 1/3 of this. This makes things very easy. Let's say you do 4 sets of an exercise, 3-4 sets. What it really means is if you do one heavy set of the same exercise, maybe with a drop set or something, then you can really just maintain your muscle. If you do every week, you do every exercise, 1 set on each exercise, and you go really hard and you do a drop set maybe, you push yourself, then you are able to maintain your muscle. Now, let's say you have a gym at your hotel. Okay, what you can do if you really want to maintain your muscle, let's say you're there for a week and a half, and you want to go to the gym at least once. What you can do to be as efficient as possible and less time consuming as possible is go to this gym, go on all the exercises that you would normally do these exercises, do 1 heavy set of each of them, maybe do a drop set, go push yourself to failure. And what this is going to do for you is make sure that you're able to maintain your muscles. So in terms of working out, it's actually pretty simple. It's really not that much that you need to do. If you're able to do 1/3 of what you normally do, which is really easy, right? I mean, let's say you work out for an hour, 1/3 of that is 20 minutes. So it's very easy to do that. But there can also be scenarios where you don't have a gym around you. This is okay as well. I mean, again, you don't have to work out, you don't have to try and stay in shape, but it's really important for you. Then there are many ways you can do that also. One of these ways is resistance bands. Resistance bands is a good way to create extra resistance while you're working out. I mean, your body does not really recognize what you are lifting. The resistance itself is what helps you to grow muscle, maintain muscle, and to keep yourself in shape, right? I mean, whether you're doing a bench press or whether you're doing push-ups with a weight on your back, at the end of the day, it's both resistance. It's a little bit different. Of course, it's different. I mean, you hold it differently and it is very different. But in the same time, it is resistance as well, and it does help you to maintain your muscles. With resistance bands, you can do so many different exercises. I'm going to show a couple of these clips about the type of exercises that you can do. Obviously, the most famous one is push-ups, right? Push-ups are a regular way to do an exercise without any equipment. With resistance bands, you can make it very difficult for yourself. I mean, a lot of people can do up to like 60 push-ups or even more in one go, and I mean, it's not very productive to do that to try and gain muscle or maintain muscle. I mean, it's still good, but it's probably better to have a bit more resistance and do less reps. Let's say you're able to put your resistance band around you and do push-ups like that. It's a good way to limit the amount of reps that you can do and increase the resistance and help you to maintain the muscle more. And to just replicate that bench press or that push movement as much as you possibly can. But as I was saying, it's not exactly the same, but to maintain your muscle is perfectly enough. You can also do different things with your back. I mean, if you find a little bar to hang the resistance band to, you can do, it's similar to lat pull down, or you can do rows. You have to be very creative, and you can be very creative with resistance bands. I mean, you can wrap it around the door and you do push downs. There are so many different ways of doing this, and you can replicate almost any exercise out there when it comes to resistance bands. So if you're creative, what you can do is bring one of these with you, and when you have a little bit of time for yourself, then you can do some push-ups, maybe some push downs, maybe some back exercises. There's so many different ways to be creative and try and maintain your muscles. And again, as I was saying, if you're able to do 1/3 of what you normally do in the gym, then you are going to be fine to maintain your muscles. But most importantly, I know I said this quite a few times now, a holiday usually lasts less than 2 weeks, and muscle memory is a thing. So that even if you do lose some muscle, then you are going to be able to gain this back really, really quickly. Really quickly. I mean, once you've been there before and you lost a bit of muscle, let's say you come back from the holiday and you have a really heavy holiday where you haven't really able to work out too much, you ate crap food, you come back to the gym, maybe you can't lift as much. Couple of sessions in, like a couple of weeks in, you can gain this back really, really easily. So you really don't need to worry about this, in my opinion. But if you really, really worry about it, then of course bring yourself a resistance band, do some push-ups, and be creative with the type of exercise that you are going to do on these holidays. But most importantly, as I said before, do focus on the holiday and do focus on making the most of what you are doing currently, because workout, going to the gym is something that you can do anytime when you're back home. It's not something that is very unique, I mean, gyms are available all around the world, but that destination that you are currently on is a place where you probably won't be able to go as much as a gym, I guess. Another thing that I'm going to touch on just now, and something that gets brought up a lot, is nutrition when it comes to staying in shape while you are on holiday. And this is pretty simple, actually. I mean, obviously there are different types of people out there. Some people gain weight really easily, some people struggle with it. If you're a person who's a hard gainer, who's pretty skinny, and you're scared of losing muscle, losing weight while you're on holiday, then you can just maximize your protein intake. I mean, sometimes in hotels you have big buffet breakfast. You can make sure you eat a lot of eggs and a lot of high protein foods while you're doing this. And also in general, just maximize the amount of protein that you're intaking. And if you really just try and get enough protein in terms of a lot of sweet stuff, for example, then you're going to be fine. But in the same time, as I was saying before, when it comes to a holiday, you need to make sure that you are enjoying yourself and you have to maximize the enjoyment. And maybe that sometimes does mean that you have to eat some foods that are considered junk food, because this is one way to make the most of the holiday, right? I mean, you want to enjoy yourself, you want to go out there, you want to explore, you want to come back with stories, but also want to eat some good foods, maybe some good local foods. Sometimes these foods are really bad for you, but if you're really, really worried about losing muscle, then make sure you just maximize your protein intake during the day and be flexible with it, as I was saying as well. Try the local foods, but in the same time, whenever you get to have a more high protein option of a meal, then try and go for that. And if you do that, you are honestly going to be fine. And even with that in mind, if you went on a holiday for a week, you are not really going to lose much muscle. You might be a bit weaker when you come back to the gym, but you are going to be fine. So you don't really need to worry about it too much. If you're a person who is afraid that you will gain weight while you're on this holiday, this is a pretty common thing as well. I mean, there are many different things you can do. Again, I really recommend for you to just not care for a week, because it is a holiday, enjoy yourself. But if you really worry about this, then you can do things like fasting in the morning, right? You wake up and you don't have breakfast, or you have a big breakfast and you don't eat anything later during the day. But you have to make sure that you do it in an enjoyable way, right? You have to find out what's best for you. Some people don't want to eat breakfast in the first place. These people, it's going to be easy for them. Experiment with different things. And again, eating high protein meals, if you really think that you're going to gain weight while you're on this holiday and you're scared of this, just eating high protein meals are going to fill you up a bit more. So more protein generally is going to fill you up more, going to help you to maintain your muscle as well, and going to help you to prevent weight gain on while you're on this holiday. So when it comes to nutrition as well, it is pretty simple too. But as I was saying many times in this video now, make sure you get that balance where you are able to enjoy yourself, you're able to maximize yourself. Honestly, every time I go on holiday, every time I come back, I do feel a little bit more out of shape. And every time I go back to the gym, I feel a little bit weaker, a little bit more, I don't know, I don't feel myself. But the thing is, every time I come back to the gym and I train for another 1 or 2 weeks, I gain this back so freaking quickly. So I really, in my opinion, I really don't think there is a reason to worry about this. Just going all out for 1 or 2 weeks of a holiday and not really worrying about your health, it's not gonna mess you up that much. And if you are a person who's consistent with going to the gym and you are consistently looking after your health and you build good habits over the years, then when you come back, you are going to be surprised how easy it is going to be for you to regain the amount of muscle that you lost or regain your strength that you lost while you were away. So, hope you enjoyed this video, hope you found it useful. Maybe you're watching this because you're looking to go on holiday. Let me know if you implemented these things, if you already used it before. Let me know your thoughts on this. Let me know if you disagree, maybe you do, maybe you have a different way of doing this. But apart from this, if you enjoy content to do with self-improvement, I do videos about going to the gym, working out like this video, different types of sports like boxing or football, traveling for self-improvement, or just general self-improvement like becoming a better version of yourself. If you like that type of content, then consider subscribing. If you think this video gave you value, then consider giving it a like. And look out for the next video, which will come out next week.